Cupra has spent the last 5 years trying to convince the world that a performance brand can live inside the Volkswagen Group without borrowing a combustion engine. The Born VZ is the strongest argument they have made so far, and this facelifted version, finished in midnight black metallic with copper accents, makes the case even harder to ignore. 322 horsepower from a single rear-mounted motor, sending 402 pound-feet of torque to the back wheels. That is hot hatch territory, and Cupra is not being subtle about it. The 0 to 62 time sits at 5.6 seconds, which puts the Born VZ ahead of most petrol competitors in the segment. The revised multi-link rear suspension, combined with adaptive dampers, keeps the car flat through corners in a way that a nearly 2-ton electric hatchback has no right to achieve. What hits you first from the outside is how different this looks from the ID.3 it shares a floor with. The front end is sharper now, with triangular LED accents that carry through to the full-width rear light bar. The diffuser at the back is oversized on purpose, setting the visual weight low and aggressive. The 20-inch wheels fill the arches properly, and the wider tires are not just for show. They feed directly into how the car handles. Inside, the biggest improvements address the complaints that followed the original. The steering wheel now has physical buttons, something that sounds basic until you remember how frustrating the old touch sliders were. The driver display has nearly doubled in size, and the 12.9-inch infotainment screen runs noticeably smoother software. Sabelt bucket seats in Enceladus Grey grip you without squeezing, and the copper accents on the steering wheel and door panels remind you this is not a Volkswagen. It still uses a lot of hard plastic in the rear, and if that bothers you, it is worth sitting in one before committing. Rear legroom is reasonable for 2 adults, but tight for 3. The boot holds 385 liters, around 13.6 cubic feet, with a 2-level adjustable floor that removes the load lip when raised. For buyers weighing this against the Abarth 600e or the Alpine A290, the numbers tilt in the Born VZ's favor on almost every practical measure. 372 miles of WLTP range from the 79 kilowatt-hour battery, 185 kilowatts of DC fast charging with a 10 to 80% fill in roughly 25 minutes, and a 5-year, 90,000-mile warranty that outlasts most of the competition. At 41,364 euros as configured, around $48,400, it is not cheap. But in a segment where the Abarth gives you half the range and the Alpine gives you half the boot, the Cupra asks you to consider what you are actually getting for the money. The one area where the Born VZ gives something away is brake feel. Parkers noted the lack of pedal feedback, and it is noticeable when you push the car hard. The regenerative system does most of the work, but the transition to the physical brakes is not as sharp as the rest of the chassis deserves. It is the kind of detail that matters to drivers who will actually use 322 horsepower on a back road. This is the car that makes the electric hot hatch conversation real, not because of the power figure, but because the rest of the car finally matches it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.